How's it going, everybody? Before we get started, I want to mention a huge coincidence when it comes to the content. So, last topic video that I posted was about, I would say, Pacific time, 5 a.m. And then it seems like a few hours later, Anit-Onision uploads not one, but two videos talking about the very same things that we were discussing, involving him doing a boxing match and him talking about Eugenia Cooney. I'm not saying that he's, watching my videos. I'm just saying it's a huge coincidence. Also, if you are watching, hi, Greg. So, yeah, after a long night of work, and let me tell you, I've been working since, 8 in the morning? So, late last night to 8 in the morning, I decided to catch a few Z's, and then all of a sudden, I am told that apparently he made 2 more videos. So I went and checked it out, and sure enough, he did make 2 more videos talking about the very same things that we discussed.
What's up, guys? Virtue signaling and Eugenia Cooney.
Oh boy, here we go.
First off, virtue signaling. It's this weird thing. I don't know if the internet invented it or whatever, but like...
Okay, just for context, virtue signaling, the action or practice of publicly expressing opinions or sentiments intended to demonstrate one's good character or the moral correctness of one's position in a particular issue.
This is basically the silliest concept ever because it's a way for like trolls and just jerks online to make it so someone can't do right.
Oh, really? How so?
Like, if you don't like somebody, right, and they do something good, you just say, oh, they're virtue signaling. And it's like a way to demonize somebody beyond any repair.
Okay, Onision, any criticism that you receive, especially when it comes to why you're doing videos on, like, Eugenia Cooney and shit like that, that's on you. You've been a despicable piece of shit for the past 12 years. You've constantly said that you apologize, but then go back to doing the same behavior. If you're upset that nobody believes you on you trying to do good, I'm sorry. That's, again, on you. Because you've failed time and time again to prove that you can change.
And doesn't that seem, like, insane to you? Like, just completely and utterly crazy? Because, like, everybody's capable of good, right?
At this point, it'd be depending on the person. Especially when, no doubtably, again, because I have to repeat myself, you have an individual who has a long history of causing a lot of problems for people. Who've been harassing people. Who've been criticizing them in a fair way. And not to mention lying about the individuals that he supposedly criticizes. Onision, you have treated a lot of people like crap over the years, and every time you're called out, you try to justify yourself. If you're getting flack because nobody believes you about Eugenia Cooney, or at least about what you've said about Eugenia Cooney, that's on you. That's not on me. That's not on Repzion. That's not on Jacqueline Glenn. That's on you.
But when you make it so the people you don't like are incapable of good, you're turning them into a Disney villain. You're dehumanizing them.
I guess for this case, actions speak louder than words at this point. You have done a lot over the years. And every time you have said you're going to be sorry, that you're going to change, you go back to doing the same thing. Especially when you don't get your way. So, ultimately, we can't take your word for granted on a lot of the things that you talk about.
Which just seems like, kind of counterproductive. It makes you look like you are the evil one in the situation because you can't see good in anyone that you've chosen not to like.
Nisian, no offense, but I don't hate you, nor do I like you. And I don't have to like you or hate you to criticize you. Do you understand? And not really when it comes to you claiming that I'm the villain because I won't accept what you have to say. If anything, when it comes to this whole situation, or at least when it comes to people criticizing you, it just shows that people aren't going to fall for you. People aren't going to follow for your silver tongue and your promises of change at this point, because it's fake. It's absolutely fake.
This is why I don't really respect a lot of opinions anymore, because I realize that opinions of people are a lot of times subject to one's own personal experiences and not necessarily based on actual life.
Well, I know why that is. Would you like to hear? Mostly because a lot of people who, I guess through life experience, see you as an individual that they've had to deal with in the past. And in a sense, they see right through your act. And let's face it, again, and I keep repeating myself, you've been doing this for almost 12 years. You are the same individual that you were back then. Only this time you're more careful with what you say and what you do. But you're still going to be called out because you still and continue to say really stupid shit.
Kind of like racism or sexism or whatever, if you have bad experience with women or you have bad experience with white people or whatever, you're more likely to think that they do terrible things.
Or possibly be, more careful when it comes to certain individuals. But then again, you would also have to consider that not every single person is the same. Just because you have a bad experience with one person of, let's say, a race or a gender, does not mean every single person is like that. I know that's a foreign concept for you, Anit-Onision, because you think that everybody is a collective, but all in all, when it comes to experiences, you should be taking it by a case-by-case basis.
Or you could even say that, women just virtually signaling, or men just virtue signaling, or, whoever. And it's really frustrating, Tribalism in general is just a nut job thing, and it's rampant online, If you like somebody and you don't like someone else, immediately the other person becomes the epitome of evil.
Well, with everything you're saying, you got to ask yourself, where does the individual, or what does the individual do to get to that point? Or at least that point of being classified as a person that was evil. And is it a justified reason for doing that? Or at least justified reason for them to be in that position? By which you would kind of fit the bill on that one, Anit-Onision. Because you have done a lot. A lot of harm towards a lot of people.
It's just really intellectually deficient. It's just sad, I don't like it at all.
Well, change. Stop being a scumbag that thinks that he knows everything and thinks he's superior to everybody else, and then maybe people will see you at a different light. But with you continuing to do so, I kind of doubt that.
Anyway, this video is about the Eugenia Cooney email, because there's been a lot of criticism over that, and
you forget justified criticism, considering that more than likely Eugenia Cooney didn't give you permission to share private emails or private messages, as well as the consideration that it's possibly faked. Yeah, I'm still on that.
Let me see. Right here. I'll show you guys again.
I'm not going to show it because, let's be honest here, I show 1 second of his video, he is going to claim my video. And basically he's just, I'm going to say this right now, basically he's just justifying, like, look at all these emails, here's emails from Eugenia Cooney saying I'm doing good, which in reality, that doesn't matter. 1, because I think it's faked, and 2, we're only hearing this from Onision himself. So there's a possibility that this, all in all, this whole conversation could be all faked by Onision by using a app or something like that to create the conversation. Now he's going off saying that because Eugenia Cooney thanked me, that means that I can continue doing videos. No. You shouldn't have been doing videos at all. Because, again, Eugenia Cooney asked you in an email to not. And it's funny, you don't even, bring up that email. You don't bring up that conversation that she asked you to not do any more videos. But you want to justify it as, oh, she only said negative videos. No, she said all. Period. And then he brings up the whole thing about being called a stalker, which, by your own logic, you have been stalking her. You've been doing video after video after video of her. So, all in all, showing these emails just kind of seems pointless to me. Because people have already have their opinions about this particular thing. And somebody with the right mind would probably think that it's wrong for him to be sharing the private messages without Eugenia Cooney's consent, as well as, with all in all, with a lot of this, we're only hearing his side, and we're not hearing anything from Eugenia Cooney. Kind of like with almost everything that Onision talks about. And it kind of reminds me of this thing that was said to me once. Sometimes the guy that likes to talk a lot is usually one of the most dishonest people in the room.
So this eliminates all those stalker theories, eliminates all the criticisms, etc.
In your mind, maybe, but in reality, no, it doesn't. It doesn't eliminate any of the criticism that you've been given about talking about Eugenia Cooney at all. You're still going to look like a creepy fucker for talking about her, even though she told you no. To stop. But you still continue to do it anyways.
That people have thrown my way regarding Eugenia Cooney. And yet, you guys just jump to something else, a different distraction. And you can't admit that someone is actually doing a good thing.
You serious?
You say it's virtue signaling or whatever. And I'm really confused about it. I'm confused about it because it's so night and day obvious that a really good thing just happened. Someone you like apologizes, you say, oh, what a wonderful human being, so humble, etc. Someone you don't like apologizes, you say, oh, you're just doing this for money or views or whatever.
Onision, with any other person, yes. But with you, an individual who has time and time again said that they're sorry and then go back to the same behavior, we can't believe your word. And by the way, if you weren't doing it for just the money, then you should be letting these criticisms go and not do video by video trying to justify yourself. Okay? But then that would go into the whole letting things go and move the fuck on. I know you tell that to a lot of other people, but you can't keep your own advice, now can you?
They can't do good in your eyes. And so I'm kind of like, I'm asking those of you who are honest to see this as what it is. I know I've been described as a liar, a manipulator, all these things.
That's because you are.
And from my perspective, it's one of the most ironic things in the world because I started YouTube with saying, like, I'm one of the most honest YouTubers and I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be honest.
Sorry, but just for continuity, weren't you claiming that you were quote unquote fake as fuck before you did the whole honest thing? And then you were also going off saying how you were just an actor, that you act a certain way for the camera. So you acting compassionate may very well be an act. Yeah, a lot of people still remember that.
Yeah, then it turned out, like, after enough commentary on other channels, after enough people, like, said, oh, this doesn't match this, without any context, without any explanation on my part or anything like that, it just becomes, like, one big alleged lie. And none of it is.
How so, considering that with a lot of your quote-unquote Eugenia Cooney videos, you have ads on them. I've showcased, especially with a lot of my videos where I'm discussing, or at least rebuttaling one of your videos, I make sure to take a screenshot usually, and sure enough, you have ads on those particular videos. So, how are we wrong? How did we not catch you in a lie? That you're just using her for profit? Look, if you were that concerned, then maybe I'm just gonna say this: somebody who is that concerned about an individual who didn't want to use them for profit or claim they're not using them for profit wouldn't have ads on their videos. Now, would they?
None of it is. A lie is where you, like, think, oh, this isn't true, and then you say it, despite the fact that it's not true. Okay, there's like saying, I plan on doing this, and then plans change. But a lie is actually when you consciously know you're not telling the truth, and then you say it anyway. And I don't do that.
And that was a lie. That was a lie right there. I mean, with this whole thing with Eugenia Cooney could be considered a lie. You trying to justify your actions. Let me, when it comes to this whole thing with Eugenia Cooney, let me catch you on the first lie. You lied about doing more videos, even though she told you to stop doing videos, period. But you claimed it as, oh, she meant just the negative ones, when that's not the case. Again, context is key when you promise something to somebody. And when she asks you to stop doing videos, you're supposed to stop doing videos. But you continue to do it anyways. And even though you know that the rest of the other videos were negative, you still continue to lie about them being positive, and then trying to justify them being positive. You claim that you weren't making a profit off Eugenia Cooney, but then you were still putting ads on your videos. I'm sorry, but where is there no lying in this?
Except for when I'm checking out of the grocery store and I say I'm okay when I'm really not. That's the only time I can think of where that happens. So, anyway. Eugenia Cooney, beautiful, wonderful human being who is absolutely amazing for even acknowledging my existence after all we've been through. She didn't have to respond to those emails, but she did. And if you guys think they're fake, just ask Eugenia. Just go ask her. I wouldn't say that if they were fake. I would be like, please don't ask her. You need to ask her.
More than likely people will, because let's face it, you are a very dishonest individual. And we can't take your word for granted. Alright. So, he uploaded another video, which we're going to respond to. And this is, I guess, about the boxing match. And oh my gosh. This is so stupid.
What's up, guys? So a lot of people take a very narrow-minded, in my opinion, perspective on the FPS Diesel fights. And I just wanted to explain that to you guys because it's very obvious that people don't, like, get it. And I don't really, I mean, I understand why they don't get it because they don't want to get it. But if they actually watch this video, they'll get it.
Wait, are we talking about your video or my video? Because I have a feeling if they're going to watch my video, they're definitely going to get it. If they watch your video, they're going to wonder, what the fuck are you talking about?
I want you to imagine there's somebody that, Joy Sparkle, for instance. If Joy Sparkle was put in FPS Diesel's body, Joy Sparkle is a person who made over 100 hate videos about me, or just hateful or whatever. Nobody likes being criticized.
No, people like you don't like to be criticized, because at this point, people are shown that you can actually do things that are wrong. But I'm gonna say this, and I get criticized a lot when it comes to my content, and that's fine. Some people, have good criticism, some people bad, and I listen to it anyways. Because criticism is good. It means that you're an individual that is able to change if you listen to said criticism. Which, unfortunately for you, you don't seem to want to change.
Consistently, unwanted negative attention is what qualifies people as stalkers.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
So if you consistently give someone unwanted negative attention, you qualify as a stalker.
Stalking, like domestic violence, stalking is a crime of power and control. Stalking is conservatively defined as a course of conduct directly at a specific person that involves repeated 2 or more occasions, visual or physical proximity, non-consensual communication, or verbal, written, or implied threats, or a combination therefore or thereof, that would cause a reasonable person fear. Stalking behaviors also may include persistent patterns of leaving or sending the victim unwanted items or presents that may range from seemingly romantic to bizarre, following or laying in wait for the victim, damaging or threatening to damage the victim's property, defaming the victim's character, or harassing the victim via the internet by posting personal information and spreading rumors about the victim. Which we've done nothing of that sort. Anything that's been said about Anit-Onision has already been posted on the internet by himself.
And that's part of why I apologize to Eugenia Cooney, and part of why I'm so glad that she said she was grateful for the videos I had made recently.
Way to continue to stroke your ego.
Just because of the fact that it kind of made me feel less horrible about the videos where I criticized her condition. And while those videos were helpful to a lot of people, I still didn't feel great about them just because I didn't want to hurt her. Anyway, so Joy Sparkle created over 100 videos. Repzion is the new Joy Sparkle, essentially.
Not really, but continue. Which, by the way, I know why you did that, where you tried to compare Joy Sparkle and Repzion. You want to try to get a response from him, which I don't think he should.
Which is ironic because he had beef with Joy Sparkle, and later on was revealed that she's actually completely, totally insane. And racist, I guess. And now it's coming out that Repzion might be racist too. Or at least his girlfriend might be racist.
Anit-Onision, you're forgetting to put alleged again, which, again, it makes you look so worse when you're proven wrong.
And you can have internalized racism, just so you know. Just because you grow up in Israel or whatever doesn't mean you're not racist.
You realize not 100% of the time it's racism if they have an opinion, or at least a negative opinion, about a place that they lived in, right? Oh wait, what am I saying? This is Anit-Onision we're talking about. He thinks he knows everything.
When you publicly hate on Jewish people or whatever. Anyway, so let's say, Joy Sparkle is a dude that's in FPS's body, right? And then FPS challenges me to a fight. Well, of course I'm going to have a lot of frustration and I'm going to accept the fight because that's a person who's been harassing me endlessly over 100 videos or so and actually caused significant problems in my life. But it's very annoying to see her show up in search results when you search for my name, because it's I'm trying to make funny videos here, I'm trying to make really cool videos here, and people are just bringing up stuff from forever ago that didn't even happen.
It's always annoying when he wants to be very vague about shit he talks about. What are we gonna what are you talking about that happened forever ago? The harassment towards your exes, that did happen. You trying to defame Billy because she smoked pot, that did happen. You trying to claim that certain individuals, or at least you had information on certain individuals who sexually assaulted people, which so far you've proven that was a lie. That happened. I'm sorry, were we wrong? I'm like trying to figure out what the hell you're kind of leading on to.
Like that whole, oh, what about that girl who said no, no, no to you? She never said no, 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 and she apologized vaguely, and wanted to hang out with me and gave me her phone number, etc. Like, you got to pay attention to all the facts.
Onision, all we get is your word. We don't actually get the facts. We're only hearing it from your mouth. That's it. We're not hearing this from anybody else. It's interesting that when it comes to a lot of these situations, none of the other people are in the same room as you, so we can't tell if they're lying or not.
You know, when somebody makes up a story and then later on they say that they want to hang out with you and that they are coming to your town and they want to be friends and so forth, gave your phone number, these are all indicators that, you know, they're pretty chill with you. And additionally, when they apologize vaguely, like generally apologize for the past, then clearly there's some remorse on their end. Anyway, so let's say, hypothetically, that Joy Sparkle was in FPS Diesel's body, because I wouldn't want to fight Joy Sparkle, because, let's be blunt, she's a girl, and you don't hit girls.
Yes, don't hit girls. But in Onision's case, he'd rather probably just chain them up in his basement, having them wear a sign around their neck to make them, or at the very least, make them feel ridiculed. Because that's so much better.
Oh, shit! Burn! Burn!
But if she was a guy's body, there'd be no reason for me to deny that fight.
By the way, quick little tidbit, and I'm actually thankful that somebody mentioned this in my comments. I thought you said at one point that an argument no longer matters or isn't even worth people's time when you decide to resort to violence. So what's the point of trying to get somebody to box you? What, to prove yourself right? Well, by your own logic, then anything you say at this point means nothing. Because you had to resort to violence in order to get a result.
The problem with FPS Diesel is that I don't know the guy. I don't have any reason to be mad at him, and I don't want to beat up somebody who I don't dislike. I don't have any problem with FPS Diesel, so I don't want to punch his face in. You know, it's a normal human condition.
I think there's more to it than that. I think you know that the individual apparently does a lot of training and exercise, especially, I guess, when it comes to boxing. So I'm gonna just paraphrase, okay? You're a chicken shit because you know that he's been training. And that he was very serious about boxing you. And more than likely, if you are both in the ring, he's gonna knock your ass out. Because let's face it, what real physical activity do you do? Because how should I put this? As delicately as possible. Your whole vegetarian body not looking so good.
Where even though someone might be paying you money or whatever, I just don't want to hurt them. The only people I would want to hurt are the people who have hurt me or my family or both.
That's the thing, though. Repzion has not hurt you or your family or anything. He's only given his points about your bad behavior, just like me and many others.
And that's a normal human thing, I think. And the idea that people don't understand that is bonkers to me, just because of the fact that, like, this is a really normal human thing. You don't want to fight people who you have no beef with.
Well, why not have beef with him? I mean, let's be honest here. The dude has also done videos on you. So, wouldn't you have beef with him since he did videos on you? And also, I'm gonna say there's a difference between having beef with somebody and being a fucking coward. Okay. He offered you a challenge to box him. You refused. You said, oh, let's do this for $1 million. Let's raise $1 million. But you know deep down that nobody is going to reach that amount in a reasonable amount of time. So you kind of bought yourself time because you did agree to it, but in the terms of, oh, let's raise $1 million. You're a coward. You are truly a coward.
And I have no beef with FPS Diesel. Now, I did tell FPS Diesel that if he raised $1 million for charity, that I would fight him. And that was because, $1 million is really worth it to get beat up or whatever, because he's he's been gym training for a while or something. He's a pretty buff guy. So, I would want something good to come out of it. But in cases where it's somebody who's been harassing me or harassing my family, like Repzion tried to actually destroy my marriage before my marriage was even a thing, contacting my in-laws, and he mentioned the first and middle names of children in my family in his videos, exposing that to the world. And, just generally even remotely covering any family members, like, you just don't do that. It's like a really messed up thing.
I'm going to say this is just gold, especially when at one point he had an individual email him about one of their family members who was half naked in one of his videos. Just a young teen. They asked him to take the video down and take her off of his video, and he absolutely refused. So I don't think you have any, like, when it comes to like family being brought up, Onision, if you're gonna say shit like that or talk about other people's families, then you know what? You might as well accept when other people talk about your family, especially when you're being criticized. And I think when it comes to the names being brought up, it was brought up due to the fact that apparently your kids' names are the exact names of some of your characters from your books. The ones that your main characters would sleep with. Which, all in all, is very disturbing to think about.
So you don't bring people's young family members into a situation, and you also don't try to destroy someone's marriage. So that's what this guy did. Of course, my in-laws think he's crazy, and because he reached out to them, he's just an online stalker.
Onision, just because you keep calling somebody a stalker doesn't mean that's actually what they are.
I don't think anything better defines someone as an online stalker than that. Reaching out to your in-laws, and also, trying to spread the word of what what children in your family's names are. Just like detestable stuff. So yeah, as I said before, I'm good with pretty much everyone. So people keep bringing up Eugenia Cooney, and Eugenia Cooney and I are great. Eugenia Cooney's a beautiful, awesome human being, and she's thanked me for making my supportive videos. So I just don't. I keep wanting to say I don't get it, but I do get it. I get why people are this way because they're not honest.
Okay, I'm gonna end it here. I'm just gonna say this, Onision, it must be nice living in that glass house of yours. It really does. I wouldn't say love. I'd be curious to see what's going on inside your head. To believe the bullshit that you constantly spew out of your mouth. But then again, with somebody who is, from what it seems like, a pathological liar, you believe every lie that you tell yourself. That's the sad truth. Alright. I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. We kind of clocked it in at 35 minutes. Jeez. Alright. Thank you guys so much for watching. Truly appreciate it. If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have anything to say or comment, leave in the comments down below. This is Rob of Novakast signing off. Have a good one, and take care. Peace.